everybody, it's your girl Brandy Michelle coming at you with another review on College Hill Celebrity Edition, episode 2. If you're green, you're clean. So before we get started, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. And after you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss awesome, dope, stupendous. Do people still say stupendous? Probably not, because I haven't said it since my Barney days, but that's all right because we saying it today. So if you don't want to miss content like this, make sure you hit that notification bell. So I am here with my review on episode 2 of College Hill Celebrity Edition. If you haven't seen the review of episode 1, make sure you check it out. I'll be sure to leave a link down below. I'll have an information card and all that good stuff for you so you can see it, because you need to see the first review before you get into this one right here. So have y'all been keeping up with this show? It's on BET Plus, and when I tell you it's something else. So we about to get into it when right now. Okay, so the episode opens up with Stacey refusing to leave her room. Surprise, surprise. I mean, okay, now if you remember from the last episode, we ended off with a house meeting and they wanted to do a room swap, and they wanted Stacey out the room because they felt she was being like antisocial and didn't really want to deal with everybody, and they figured that it would be cool if she had a roommate. Maybe she would open up more. Well, this second episode is letting us know Stacey like, I'm not leaving my room. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can do whatever. I'm not leaving. I'm here. So what's up? But I mean, come on, like if you had your own space, would you really want to swap with anybody else, especially, you know, people you don't really care for? Like, who would do that? No one would do that. And honestly, truthfully, for real though, I think Nene just kicked this whole little meeting thing off because my good sis wanted that room all to herself. Because remember in the beginning of the episode, the first episode, I think everyone got like an information card or whatever, and it was saying if you weren't happy with your room situation, I'm just paraphrasing here, you could switch with someone else, but the other person had to be in agreement. So I think that stuck out in Nene's head, especially when she saw that room and she was like, oh snap, I need this for myself. But she didn't realize that Stacey was gonna be like, y'all can say whatever you want, I ain't leaving out this here room. So yeah, I think this whole meeting and house rules and you need to abide and rah is just because Nene wanted that room all to herself. I'm on to you. So after all the house drama, Ray J is like, you know what, we need to focus. We came here to do work. We gotta do this stuff. And you know, that's real funny coming from somebody that was trying to go toe to toe with the professor in episode 1. But alright, bruh. So they start planning for their presentations. And man, when I tell you, when I was in school, like, you talk about presentations, I mean, that was bad enough, but group projects, like, I hated those with a passion, because it never failed. You were always gonna have that one person in the group who didn't do no kind of work, but they were gonna get a good grade based off of everybody else. I hated that. I used to want to do the projects by myself. Like, but unfortunately, you know, you're kind of forced to work with people that you don't really want to do, kind of like in real life. But that's a video for another time. So now, out of all the castmates, who you think is gonna do the least amount of work, who you think that's gonna be? You just sit and ponder on that while we go through the video. So Ray J's group gets to brainstorming. Remember, in Ray J's group we have, it's Ray J, Dreamdoll, India Love, and Slim Thug. I'm gonna stop calling you Latoya Lucky's ex. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice in this video. I'm gonna try to be anyway. But yeah. So the second group is Nene, Big Freedia, Lamar, Odom, and Stacey Dash. So Ray J's group gets to brainstorming about what their project is going to be. And by brainstorming, I mean he's telling them what they're going to do, and they're just nodding in agreement. That's how their, you know, planning session goes. So the second group, Nene, Big Freedia, Lamar, They're working on their assignment, trying to figure out what they want to do. And Stacey, who's supposed to be their CEO, is in the room brushing her hair like she's Rapunzel. Like she's about to throw her hair out of the window so the prince can come up and help her to escape from this tower of evil people. Like, bruh, you know you supposed to be working. Why you in there brushing your 2 inches of hair? Like, is it really that serious? Like, girl, I can understand you not wanting to mingle with people when it comes to like playing games and stuff. But come on, bruh. Like, you couldn't just do that. Go and help your group mates with y'all assignment. You couldn't do that for a split second? Girl, come on now. Now with Nene's group, even though their CEO is acting like a cuckoo, I'ma just say this. If their product ever went to market, like, I'd be first in line to get it. So their product is called Hero Hair. And what it is, it's similar to like a hair dryer. You stick your head underneath it. You get to customize the color of hair that you want, the style that you want. Like, just say you go under it with a fro, you can press a couple buttons and in a few seconds you can come out with braids. Like, man, if this is for real, this would like literally change the game. So you go and do that, you press a button or two, insta do for you. And Ray J now, that's the name of the group. I'm just naming them Ray J now, since he the one doing most of the work, even though they got 4 people in the group, but everybody relying on him. Why? Okay, so Ray J them, they have something called the germalizer. No, for real, that's what it's called, the germalizer. Yes. Okay, so it's supposed to be a machine that can tell you if your hands are clean or not by the color of light that shows up when you stick your hands underneath it. I mean, you should already know if your hands are clean or not. I mean, if you didn't wash them, then that means they're not clean. Why you need a machine to tell you if your hand's clean or not? I don't know, but I mean, I'm gonna just roll with it because they need to do something for their project. So the idea of this product, it came about because their housemate Lamar, according to them, he doesn't seem to be too particular or clean, you know, when it comes to washing his hands. Cue the shady clips as evidence provided by production, because baby, they came through with the receipts. Okay, they showed this man leaving out the bathroom, not washing his hands. They showed him in the kitchen with a toothbrush, scratching his bottom. Why you walking around the house with a toothbrush, and what will possess you to scratch your bottom with it? Hopefully that's not the one that you use for your teeth, because if it is, yeah, I mean, unless he's actually like the Tin Man or something and he's gonna rust when water touches him, I don't see why he's not friends with Mr. Soap and Mrs. Water. I mean, they real cool peeps. I just don't understand. I'm really trying to root for you, player, but you making it so hard for me. You really are. I mean, I'm kind of thinking it could be, you know, a result of, you know, all his health things and stuff, but each one teach one. Somebody need to help this brother out. So back to Ray J now. So Ray J starts talking about the amount of products they could have, like the pricing and the profit margin, you know, the whole nine, since, you know, he's the marketing genius, according to Slim Thugger Big Slim Latoya Lucas X. I'm sorry, I just had to call you that because that's the only, you know, I only know you as that. I'm sorry. But anywho, so he starts talking about all that, and they do a close-up of India, and it looks like homegirl has drifted off into La La Land. It's like she has melted into a puddle of, I have no idea what's going on. And I think she might have just been doodling her name like in bubble letters in her notebook, because it really looked like none of the stuff he was saying was sticking. I kind of felt bad for her in that moment, because even Dream asked, you know, well, Indy, you think we answered all the questions for the project? And she was just kind of looking like, we got a project. She gonna be all right though, hopefully. So we cue to the conversation outside with Big Freedia and Slim. So Slim comes right out and says, I've never been around anyone like you, and I need to know what pronouns to use so I can address you correctly. And Big Freedia basically just says, I'm gender fluid and I don't really do the new age pronouns that's going on right now. So basically Big Freedia just, broke it down as to, what Big Freedia would like to be addressed as. So you were saying in depending on the situation, it could be a Bristol, which I figured out because I have some not so smart moments, but I figured out what a Bristol was, a brother and a sister. That was a new one on me. Bro, sis, brother, it just depends on the person and situation. So I felt it was a nice conversation that needed to be had, because a lot of people don't really know what to say. They're not trying to be disrespectful, they're not trying to be rude, it's just they don't know what to address people as nowadays. So I thought it was a nice conversation between the two of them. They had that one-on-one time, and ultimately what it all just came down to is we just gotta respect people. It's all about respect. So I thought it was nice to see. So the next morning, Big Freedia and India are making breakfast for everybody. That's so nice of them, making food for all the peoples. I wouldn't have fixed them nothing. I'd have told them to pop tarts over there and then go to toaster. You go ahead and do what you do. You feel like eating, then go ahead and do that. But I mean, I guess some folks are just nicer than me. So they go ahead and do that, and Freedia asks India, so what you think your fans are gonna, think about you being in school? And India feels like, they'll be surprised that, that she's doing the whole school thing. I guess maybe, like I said, I don't really follow her, so maybe she hasn't really, I don't know, posted about education and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't really follow her, so I don't know what she does. But she figures that her fans will be surprised to see, I guess, her in school and, with books and stuff. And it's not just like for a photo shoot or something. I don't know, but she says they'll be surprised. I hope it's surprised in a good way. And so she asks Freedia the same question. Freedia's like, well, I just want to show my fans that they can go out there and be whoever they want to be. Short, sweet, and to the point. So then after all this, Lil Miss, y'all not kicking me out the room, she comes up in the conversation. Big Freedia's like, so what you think about her? And India's like, well, I don't really like the vibe that she gives off. Her aura, it's just, she's giving me, don't really want to be here. She's giving me, I don't really want to be bothered. She's giving me, I don't want to mingle. And this is giving me, you're regurgitating things that you heard other people say, and you're just saying it in this setting because you think it's the right thing to say. That's what it's giving me. But it's a like general consensus, like the house just is not feeling Miss Dash. Since she said she was gonna dash out in that first episode, they really not feeling her. So again, like I said, they fixed breakfast for everybody, and I really thought that was nice. I'm still waiting on my plate. I mean, it hasn't arrived yet, and I feel some kind of way. So I mean, if y'all need my address or whatever to send me my pancakes and stuff, I'll give it to you, because I like to eat breakfast too. Everyone comes down for breakfast but Stacey. So Nene points out, she's like, well, Stacey's usually the first one up and she's not here. So automatically they like, okay, well, something must be off with that. Next thing you know, here comes the ambulance right on cue. Oh boy, so everybody's starting to wonder, like, what in the world is going on? They don't know what the deal is. They hear these sirens. They're like, man, what is this? What's happening? So Dreamdoll goes to try to see what's going on. And so she knocks on Stacey's door and she's like, Stacey, you okay? Are you all right? So she goes in the room and the camera, of course, follows behind her because this is a reality show, guys. So the camera goes in and we can kind of see Stacey laying on the bed and she has a cap on. And, she's kind of looking a little thrown off a little bit. And Dream is like, are you okay? Then the big old paramedic, rude looking chick she practically threw the girl out. She flicked her like a booger. It's like she picked her up by her robe and just flung her out the door. Okay, so she didn't really touch her or fling her out the door. But, you know, like her words and stuff, it was kind of the same thing. But she was just like, okay, like you have to leave. And so Dream just kept asking, like, well, is she okay? Like, can you tell us anything? And she was like, no, it's a patient privacy problem. I'm pretty sure she meant patient privacy policy. But she's talking about patient privacy problem. Like, if you're going to be mean and rude to somebody, at least try to be correct in what you say. Because you sounded kind of thrown off when you said that, boo. But anyway. So the housemates are still trying to figure out what's going on. And Big Freedia feel like Stacey just performing because of everything that's been going on. And so Nene started wondering, like, dang, I wonder if she got sick because we told her she had to move up out her room. Because when people have anxiety and things like that, you know, it can affect all kind of parts of their body and stuff. And then when you really think about it, it's real coincidental that you feel so bad right after they told you you got to get your holy socks and your 5 wigs and your 25 do-rags and you gotta move to another part of the house. Like, that's real coincidental that now you sick all of a sudden. And, you know, they said you either get with it or, you know, you gotta let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord split you, but now you sick. I'm not saying she faking, but the timelines is looking kind of weird. So they still sitting up there trying to figure out what's going on. They looking like the Scooby-Doo gang. They sitting up there trying to figure out the mystery. So Nene's like, well, none of us came here for a medical degree, so we just speculating at this point. And baby, when I tell you I fell out when she said that, I don't know why, but that just tickled me. Homegirl was like, we ain't here to be doctors. We can't really diagnose her, but we just trying to find out what's going on since ain't nobody telling us. So suddenly, they roll her out of the house. Like, okay, some of y'all might be old enough to remember this. Remember when Michael Jackson held his youngest son out over the balcony blanket and he had that thing over his head? That's how Stacey looked. They had that girl covered from head to toe. You couldn't see nothing, nada, zilch. They made it seem like paparazzi was swarming the house and they was trying to get a picture of her. Like, baby, what you covering up for? What was all that about? Like, I think that was like just real extra at that point. So Dream asked, as they rolling her out, if she wants somebody to come with her. And the big old rude paramedic chick gonna speak up talking about, no one else can ride in the ambulance. Nah, for real, y'all, she sounded just like that. Like, y'all think I'm playing? I'm serious. She said, no one else can ride in the ambulance. She sounded just like that. I was like, bruh, first of all, your name not Stacey. Dream wasn't even talking to you. You don't even look like a Stacey. You look like your name should be Charlene or Bertha. Like, you just being rude for no reason at this point. Like, do you want camera time? You are doing the most. I'm pretty sure Stacey could have answered her. Ain't nobody tell you to speak up for her. Wasn't nothing wrong with her voice. So anyway, at this point, I'm tired of Big Bertha Charlene and I'm just ready for her to roll on out. So they go ahead and take her away and she rides off into the sunset in the ambulance and all that right there. So we go to, I think they met in like the library in the house. I just want to say that this house they staying in, this thing is nice. I know in the first episode, Reggie was calling it like old school. It looked like old dorm type, but that's a really nice house. I like old houses, and that thing is really, really nice, especially all them rooms and stuff. If they don't like it, I mean, I gladly go up in there as long as they ain't got no ghosts, because I ain't do no ghosts. I can't do no ghosts. I can't do no ghosts. Okay? But yeah, so Slim came back, and he said he just came back from like some meetings or something for setting up shows or whatever. I didn't know he was doing shows. Like, what music he have? I'm sorry, I'm so off the loop. Like, what? He got songs. What songs he have? Can y'all tell me? I don't feel like googling. I don't feel like going on Amazon Music and searching nothing. Can y'all tell me a song? Cause I okay, but yeah, when y'all find out, can y'all tell me, please? Okay, so Dream was like, yeah. Because they rolled her out the thing. And he like, wait, what y'all talking about? And she like, you ain't know Stacey was in the hospital? He like, Stacey in the hospital? Bro, this felt like I was in a Tyler Perry, like I was watching a Tyler Perry show for a second. The way he got like real dramatical, y'all, when he found out Stacey was in the hospital. And Dream was like, yeah, she went to the hospital. He was like, I didn't know because I was in meetings trying to set up for this show and I didn't know. Well, what happened? And Lamar was like, man, mental health is real. And Dream was like, man, you don't know if that was about no mental health. Why you hollering about mental health? And so Slim was like, well, some people are, just more fragile than others just because, y'all from the same place. You might be stronger than what she is. And I think it's kind of, which is good that they were talking about, mental health and being more conscious of how we treat other people because we don't know other people's mental state. But I kind of thought it was reckless as well to say that she left because of a mental issue, because no one really knows. I'm pretty sure production knows, and they weren't at liberty to tell the castmates exactly what it was. But to throw out there it was a mental thing, I thought that was kind of messed up. Even though we are talking about Stacey Dash here, like, don't just throw mental health issue or a mental health problem on people and you don't know what it is. It could have been any kind of health scare as to why the woman left. But I mean, hey, it's reality TV. They gotta do something for, the boom, bye, rah, So, Nene reveals a few minutes later that they admitted Stacey into the hospital. Now, I don't know if it was for real or if they just said this for dramatic effect, but at this point, it don't look like Stacey coming back. And I don't think she wanted to come back anyway because she wasn't feeling these folks. So, they have their Zoom meeting with Dr. Cooley about the projects, because now with Stacey gone, they got to try and figure out how these roles gonna go. So they asked Dr. Cooley, about now that she's gone, how does this work? So the roles can change. And now, since Stacey is not there, Nene's the CEO, Freedia is the COO, and Lamar is the BRO. That's his role in the group. He just a bro. So while they in there having a meeting, Dream is over here ear hustling. No, this not in the meeting. Scratch that. This after the meeting. Big Freedia's on the phone and Dream over there ear hustling while Big Freedia talking, just, mentioning something about the project. Now, Big Freedia ain't say nothing about, hi, person on the phone, I need you to do a project for us because we do not want to do it. But for whatever reason, that's what Dream heard. Or she heard something similar to that. And so she was on some run tell that. And she went to go tell her group, Ray J and them. She went to go tell them what was going on. And she didn't even hear the whole story. Anyway. So when it's time for Ray J and them to have their session, he already knows what Dream told him about, the group and supposedly having someone to do their project for him. He talking about, well, that's not right. They're supposed to edit the stuff themselves. Y'all like my voice? I sound just like him, don't I? Yeah, I know. So Reggie is like, so yeah, Dr. Cooley, when it comes to editing the project, are we supposed to do it ourselves or can we get outside people to do it? And she was like, well, you have to do it on your phone. And Dream was like, well, the other group not doing it. And when I tell you I wanted to jump through that thing and A-Town stomp on her, I'm like, girl, you doing the most. And you doing the least amount of work. So why you so panini pressed? Like, honey, calm down. So Freedia passes by and heard what was going on. And Freedia was like, oh, so that's what y'all doing in these streets? So y'all up here snitching and stuff? Okay, so that's what it is. Y'all want to talk about our group? Okay, we about to take care of this. So once their meeting is over and everyone's in the kitchen, Big Freedia like, Nene, guess what? They up there telling Dr. Cooley that we got outside help. And Reggie was like, well, I feel like you're setting me up for failure. Because Big Freedia was like, well, they basically was doing the same thing. They didn't do that stuff on their own. They got help. And so we got help too. And baby, when that Sagittarian Nene heard this, my sis went off. Not OFF. She went AWF. She was like, Now, I'm just paraphrasing because, you know, she can go off like a go off when she go off. She was basically saying like how you gonna try and say we cheating, right? And all we doing, we just trying to get a good grade. We just trying to pass. And how you gonna have the nerve to say that? And I heard you because you woke me up the other night. You was all on the phone and you was talking and you was telling the people to do your thing. At least we doing our stuff and you ain't doing nothing. And that's what happened. And then here comes production with them clips as evidence, like always. And Ray J couldn't even say nothing. When Nene came at him, he was like, you know what? You're right. I was shocked. The fact that he admitted that he was wrong and they basically did the same thing. I was shocked to the shock. And after that, everything pretty much went back to normal. And then it was time for people to go and shoot their commercials. So Ray J and them went to go shoot their commercial for the germalizer. Like I said, that germalizer. Yeah. So if y'all ever need somebody, you know, if they really come to market, you know, I could help y'all with the commercial. Germalizer. If it's green, you clean. Yeah, that's their slogan. But so they started shooting a commercial, and Nene, Freedia, and Lamar are in the room trying on different wigs and stuff, because remember, their product is like a hair dryer where you go under it and you can get a different hairstyle. So while they're trying on the wigs and stuff, Lamar trying to ad-lib and be all extra and do all kind of stuff, and they just like, what are you doing? Like, all you gotta do is just sit there and then stand up, like, don't say nothing. So he puts on this one wig where it's like a finger wave kind of wig, and he think he back in the 50s and 60s. He think he Frankie Lyman or somebody, and he starts singing some doo-wop pop pop, and he real loud, right? So while he's singing doo-wop a diddy diddy dum diddy doo, the other group is in the library trying to record their stuff, and they like, man, what is this? So Reggie trying to get him to calm down. He's like, hello, quiet on set, you know, we're trying to record. And he still doo-wop a diddy diddy dum diddy doo. Like Lamar, baby. And I know you excited about being able to do something, but you gotta calm down just a little bit. Just a little bit. So they finish shooting their commercials. And then the next day it's time for school. And it's presentation day, the day I used to always hate the most. That's why I'm glad I'm not in school anymore, because if I was in school, I'd probably leave because I don't like to present. So while they're getting ready, India and Dream have a moment, you know, just reflecting on why they're there. And India wants to challenge herself and be more than just a pretty face. She said she was never really good in school, how she, you know, always cheated on other people, but she wanted to be there to prove to herself that she could do it, because she's extremely hard on herself. And I can relate to that because I've been that way all my life, and it's really hard when you almost like your toughest critic. It's like you don't give yourself enough grace. And I mean, she feels because she's 26, like she's too old to find herself. Like, baby, 26, like you still a baby. Like, and Dream had a point. They got old people that's just finding themselves. So being 26, like you still way ahead of the game. The fact that you're doing something that's gonna challenge you and push you out of your comfort zone, like you already ahead of like millions of people. Like you don't have to be so hard on yourself. Like you got it. Once you make up your mind to do something, whatever it is, you could do it. So I'm pulling for her. I know I be kind of hard on her sometimes, but I'm pulling for her. I think she'll do well. So we come to find out that Ray J lost his great aunt, so he won't be able to present. You know, he's not in the headspace to do it, which is pretty understandable. I mean, if you lose someone that's close to you, you're not going to be worrying about getting up there doing no presentation or nothing else. So he tells Slim, and what is Slim's first thing that he says after Ray J says he lost his great aunt and he won't be able to present? He doesn't say, I'm sorry for your loss. He doesn't say, well, take all the time you need. We here for you. His first thing that he says, so you ain't gonna even make it? This man just telling you he lost a family member, and your first thought is to ask him, so you're not gonna be there for the project? Maybe if you had put in work, and maybe if you hadn't just been relying on one person being a quote unquote marketing genius, maybe you wouldn't be freaking out right now, because you actually have to do work that you should have done in the first place. Like, bruh, come on. Where is the compassion? Where is the... You know what? I'm not gonna even go there, because that just, I don't know, that just irritated the mess out of me. Like, this man told you he lost somebody, and you just gonna talk about, you worrying about yourself. Oh man, you not gonna be there? Like, bruh, get a clue. Like not today, bruh, not today. So we go to the presentation part. Nene's group presents, and when I tell you their stuff was like all the way together, but before they even present, here go Dream talking about, oh, that's looking real professional. That looks so professional. Y'all did that? That's real professional. So Nene like, nah, I could have sworn we just had this talk last night, and wasn't nobody gonna say nothing because both of us got outside help. But here we go, Dream still holding on to stuff. It's like, girl, every time I try to like you just a little bit, it's like you do something to irk my nerve, and you just like a little mosquito. It's just something. It just irritates me. It's like, bruh, like we grown. Why you doing this childish stuff? Okay, so if they did have a little outside help, all these people know their stuff. All these people did the work. And y'all just roll Ray J's coattails. Like, stop trying to be messy and just let the people do their stuff. Ugh. So they went on and presented. And the professor gave her critique on everything. And she said, you know, she didn't hear them mention a target market. And Big Freedia was like, what target market? We targeting everybody with hair. Which made a lot of sense, because mostly everyone does have hair. But the professor wanted, I guess, a specific target market or whatever. But I mean, I think they did well. And then I think they got marks off because Big Freedia's shoes, she wanted them to dress professional, and because Big Freedia had on like some space futuristic Galactica kind of boots to make the outfit pop. Professor Dr. Cooley lady girl wasn't feeling that too much. So I think they got some points off for that, but I thought the boots was cute. I mean, I rock the boots. I mean, they cute, you know. But hey, I wasn't a professor. So now it's time for Ray J and them's group to present without Ray J. And India's in her chest. She's sweating bullets. She freaking out. She looked like she about to melt into a puddle and slip through a crack in the floor. She's like having a fit. Her anxiety is having anxiety. She's just lost in the sauce. She don't know what's going on. So by the time it's time for them to present, homegirl leaves out the door. Production goes to the professor and they're like, India's having social anxiety. And so the professor goes after her, tries to talk to her, calm her down. And she's like, I just can't today. I'm not a presenter. I don't like talking in front of people. I just can't do it. I just don't have it in me. I just can't do it, Captain. Okay, well, she didn't say that part, but that was the emotion that I was getting from that moment. That's how she felt, you know. And that's where that episode ended. So what I'm getting from all this is, as far as Lil Miss not giving up the room, I don't think she coming back, y'all. I don't think she coming back. I think she wanted to leave that first day, but it might have had something in that contract that said if you leave less than 24 hours before, you know, you leave in less than 24 hours, you ain't getting jack diddly squat. You got to stay at least 48. And I think that's why she stuck it out a little bit. But once they said that thing with the room, she was like, you know what? I got to come up with a way to get out of here and still get my money. So I don't know. I don't think she coming back. But overall, I'm feeling the whole cast. I don't like this snitch mentality that Dreamdoll have. It's like, bro, this not high school, this not middle school. Y'all here to, you know, for the experience, but you ain't gotta do all this extra stuff. Like, this is not that show that you were on all those years ago. Like, all y'all grown. This is a whole different ball game. You ain't gotta be extra like that. Lamar, what I'm getting, baby, soap and water is your friend. Sanitizer is your friend. It's okay to be clean. Like, it really is. But I mean, I'm excited to see, Ray J and them group present without Ray J. Since he was the mouthpiece, I want to see how this goes. Is it gonna be cool? Is it gonna be a hot mess? Like, are they gonna pull it together? What's really going on? So overall, I like this episode. It was pretty good. It was I like the heartfelt moment with Big Freedia and Slim. And this show is really getting good to me. I didn't really, well, no, I knew I was gonna be into it because my homegirl Nene was on it, but it's coming along. And if you all haven't started watching it yet, I'm telling y'all need to go get it. I don't think it's on BET. I think it's just on BET Plus. So y'all need to go ahead and get that and subscribe to that and watch the episodes and catch up. Or you can just stay here with me and get my little recaps, because my recaps, they be popping or whatever. So yeah, that's the end of that recap and review of episode 2. If you're green, you're clean, for College Hill Celebrity Edition. So make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back next time for my review on episode 3, because I'm gonna ride this train till the wheels fall off. I'm really feeling this show, and as long as it don't get too crazy or too extra, I'm a rock with them until it goes off. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope y'all have a good one, and I'll catch y'all next time. All right, peace.